Hello everyone, Sheek here with another Transformers review, and today I'll be reviewing the NBK, NBK and then NB222. He turns into a sniper rifle. He was only like 60 something bucks on TF Source when I pre-ordered him. Hopefully he is pretty good, but considering how big he is and the price point, I'm not expecting a whole lot. So I mean, worst case scenario is a little bit waste of money. But if it's along the lines of like a I don't know, like a mainline leader class figure that's kind of big, then I'll be satisfied. And as you can see, very big box, big figure, so yeah, might have some problems fitting them all on the screen, but let's go ahead and get them opened up. All this time, I thought that was the main box, but no, it is. Okay, that was an outer box, I guess, to protect him. But no, he is. This is the inner box, the actual box, and it looks really cool. I know you can only see the bottom half at age 14. Now, KSRO2, the king of the sniper. And let's pan up to get a look at that artwork. Man, does it look amazing. I don't know exactly if he's supposed to be based on any character. Maybe he's supposed to be based off of that sniper rifle guy in IDW, but I don't know a whole lot about him. Any big fans of that character, please don't take too much offense, but yeah, I don't know a whole lot about all the characters. But here we have the back of the box. You can see him in his robot mode, and it looks like he carries the barrel of the sniper rifle as his main weapon. And then there he is in his sniper rifle mode. He has a stand. He actually looks pretty cool. Definitely not real life gun type colors, as obviously you don't want to be mistaken for a real gun. On the side of the box, you have just a thing of a sniper rifle. Yeah, and that's about it for the box, and we'll go ahead and get him out of his main box. Alright, I feel like I'm going to have to do this in bits and pieces in the way that I get him out of the box, but here is his instruction booklet, pretty big. There is his accessories listed and numbered. Let's go ahead and get this out of the little plastic. There we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure why everything's labeled, but then we have some other parts. Yeah, instructions. Definitely gonna take a good look at those. Here is the barrel. As you can see, it is pretty big, and surprisingly enough, this tube is actually metal. And if you can see, it's hollow all the way down. This is awesome. Yeah, that's the barrel. Let's set that off to the back. Here is the stand prop. It is plastic as far as I can tell. Doesn't look like it has much metal in it. And that's just plastic on there, not rubber. And then looks like this might be part of the grip. Looks like that's what that is. Potentially, I'm not sure, but that's off to the side. And here we have what looks like what might be bullets that are designed to shoot out. Potentially. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Set that off to the side. Before we bring him onto the scene, here is the sight. Makes you think a lot of G1 Megatron. That is also hollow tube. It looks like it slides on top of him. And here we have a big old sword, which looks like it combines with stuff. So yeah, he has a big old sword. Definitely getting Gundam vibes from this figure. Let's go ahead and stand him up. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't even think if I move my stand back, if I'm going to even be able to get all of him on here. So we can get a nice look at him. I mean, he is big. I knew he was big, but I didn't realize he was this big. But I mean, I guess if he's going to turn into a life-size sniper rifle pretty much, it makes it say he's pretty big. But as you can see, definitely very reminiscent of Optimus Prime with his faceplate. Definitely got some blue, red, chrome going on. And there we have his torso. There's just so much detail going on in this figure. Yeah. There's his hands, which are really articulated. It's sad when a 60-something or 70-something dollar third-party figure, which is about the size, the price of a commander class, outdoes you on articulation on the hands alone. Like every finger joint is articulated and ball joints and all that. Man, that is so awesome. Wish Hasbro and Takara put this much thought into their figures. I'll go ahead and show off articulation as best I can. So bear with me. His arms go up about that far. They can do a full 360, of course, on a nice clickety-clackety ratchet. He does have bicep swivel. Does have some nice articulation there. Looks like he can do a bit over 90-degree bend with a double elbow joint. And he does have a wrist swivel. And it doesn't look like he has bend at the wrist, but I mean, considering all the articulation he has, I'm not complaining. Okay, so working down from lower body, let's just go ahead and show off the hips. But it is our waist rotation. It is pretty stiff. It's not ratchety, but it is nice and stiff. He does have flaps that go up like that on the sides, and nothing on the back. Okay. So, legs go forward that far. Double bend at the knee, so you get more than 90-degree bend. You touch its thighs and all that. One of its friction, one of its, NBK. Legs go back about that far. So yeah, he can pretty much, legs go out about that far. He can't do the splits, but I'm not complaining. Like I said, there's... Oh, and I think I just figured out part of how he transformed, but it looks like his hips collapse down a bit. But yeah, he has thigh swivel, ankle tiltage. He's got a little bit of it, not a whole lot. And yeah, that's about it for articulation. He does come across as he's a proportion a little bit different than most figures I'm used to. Like his head's a bit bigger than usual, I think, and his legs, he's kind of a lanky fella. Pretty lanky, especially when you get his legs straight up. And as you can see, cannot fit the whole figure on here. So, I'll be back with you in a bit once I've had a chance to go through all the accessories. Alright, so here we have the parts for the bullets, and there are the instructions. You take the rubber part and you put it into the plastic part, and I guess you don't want to shove it in too far. I guess that's what it's trying to show, and you are able to make 10 of these. And you use this tool right here. You just plug this into the front, and then you, looks like some of them are already slid in here a little bit, but you just take this and boom, thump it in, and it's rubber tipped, so obviously it won't hurt anyone, hopefully. I'm curious. I am definitely going to see if my sweet mates want to test this out, although they'll probably want to shoot me with it too, so that might be interesting. But yeah, make 10 of these. And here they are finished. Looks like they gave me a couple extra because there are 12, so that's pretty cool. And we'll see about seeing how well they actually fire. Alright, I do apologize for the change of venue for this, but he is so massive that I cannot fit him up there in his sniper rifle mode. So here we have him in all his awesome glory. As you can see, he does have the stand on there. And one thing that's really cool, I might not be able to show it off too well in with the phone camera, but this lens actually does magnify stuff. Like, see the whiteboard maybe doesn't work the greatest, but it does magnify a bit. Alright, so to load him up, like I said, you open up this panel right here, flip it open, take a bullet, put that in there, close it up, make sure it's latched, and then you want to, like I said earlier, pull back. First off, you want to make sure the trigger's forward so that it constantly push forward, and then you're ready to lock and load, I guess. So let's see if we can catch it going. So, hey, I actually hit the door this time. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, I'm gonna try something a little different than I usually do. We'll see how this goes. Here we go. Just gonna take off and slide off the tri-stand, tripod thing. Then you want to pull out his barrel. You can go ahead and collapse that down if you want. That can also go part of the sword, which I'll grab in a little bit probably. Then you want to slide his side off, like so. And then you can go ahead and get to work on himself, this guy himself. Okay, so first thing you want to do to get the legs loosened up is pop these off so that you can separate them. And then you want to flip this panel up right here on the back of the buttstock. And you might need to get something to pry it up with. Maybe this will work. These will work. Okay. It's there we are. You get I trimmed my fingernails recently, so I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble getting down in there. But you just flip them up, flip around, and then they actually go back here, like that. If you can see, hopefully you can see. I'll see you later on once I produce this on how well I actually did. So you want to flip this up right here. Man, this guy does hold together pretty well. You're going to pull that up, and then you want to pull this up, pull that up, that clips into there. Same on this side. Just want to pull that up. And now we should be good to split apart his legs. So, well, that's kind of nice, did that job for me, but this is a piece that goes around his neck in robot mode, shoulders, that piece set that off to the side. That became like the back right here, I guess, for some extra support. Then you want to split everything up, disconnect it from there, and then, let's see. Now we can get to work on the rest of his legs. So you want to flip out his feet. Whoops, not pull them off like I just did, but some mushroom pegs will just go back on. Hopefully without fighting me too much. There we are. Okay, and then get it back into place. And then same on the other side, with hopefully this time without popping it off. There we are. And just rotate it out. And there we have one foot out, or both feet out. And then the shins, rotate around, get them back in their proper position. And now this should close up properly. And then you should be able to close up the leg around the foot like that. And then flip around. That. Okay. Make sure everything's clearing properly. Hopefully it is. There we are. Snap that into place. Okay, and now you want to get this part. Go back into place. Push that. Press down in on that. Snap into place. And same on this side. Oh boy. Come on. Get in there. And clip into place. And then if you want to, you can, I guess, put his hips back to normal. There we are. And now we pretty much got his lower half done. Okay, one last thing. When using the box, I didn't realize this. That's probably why I was having trouble standing up earlier. But you flip out heel spurs, and then you should be able to stand. Well, without a bunch of gun hanging up, that's for sure. Okay, so the next thing we can do is flip these up, flip around, close back up, take that out, got his chest up and going. And then you can take these apart. This is a grip. I wasn't sure originally if this was the handle grip or not, but no, it's not. It's for support on the rifle. So you take that out. And then the original, didn't come attached in the box, so you had to put them on. So let's just go ahead and get those out the side. You can go ahead and flip those up. And then, oh boy, let's untab this right here. Just get this out of the way a little bit. And then just split apart the entire upper portion of the weapon, or toy. I'll just say toy. Weapon just sounds more ominous, but that is kind of what it turns into. Okay, so get this, just get it down. I guess you can go ahead and rotate his arms down. Right, get this back up so that you can get this back here. Then pull it down, and then these go around the back, and they tab together, and they should also tap into his back up here, like that. And then this right here should go into right here. And a random thought is that I have a feeling most YouTubers that do reviews and stuff from this point of view have one of those video cameras that will show what the camera sees, so they're not making a complete fool of themselves, like I'm potentially probably doing. Okay, come on. And this is, don't know if you can see it too well, but getting this right here into here is being a little bit, there we are, got it on one side. There we are, got this all tabbed into place, and it looks pretty nice. Like, this is how his back is supposed to look. I don't know if you saw it earlier when I was showing off articulation and stuff. I might just go ahead and do articulation again while I'm down here, because it's just gonna be a lot easier that way. But you, yeah. What am I doing? Being silly. That's what I'm doing. So you rotate that up like that. Yep. Push down. Of course, this is getting in the way, because I just get that slightly out of order. There we are. And just get this down. And then up in here, right in there, you get these to tab in right there, and tab in right here on this side, and then you pretty much got most of his upper body done, most of it. Just need to finish up with his arms. Oh yeah, and I did forget something kind of important, so I actually have to backtrack just a little bit. But you want to pull this back, flip out his head, which I feel kind of silly for missing that obvious step. That's not the first time that something like that's happened to me. There we are. Now I got this back almost back to normal, back the way it's supposed to be. There we are. Now you can see it actually makes a pretty nice, smooth looking back. And we have his somewhat Optimus Prime looking head again. And then for this, excuse me, you want to slide these down. Slide that down, and then you want to just close up his upper arm. Then you want to flip out his hands. Flip out. There we are. Which actually do, despite my initial claims earlier, do have a little bit of bend, but it's more of this direction. It doesn't really bend a whole lot this way, but it does have some bend, which is pretty cool. I like that. I really like that, because I was like, oh well, it's not perfect. There's going to be some articulation doesn't have, but I mean, this guy definitely is one to impress, or impressive. And of course, this side, it's pretty much the same thing. You slide up the panels, slide up the panel, and then close up the shoulder. Close up. There we are. Nice. Snap into place. pretty cool. Oh, that looks like I might have missed something else. It's more aesthetics, I think, but the trigger. The trigger. Forgot about the trigger. Here we are. You want to get this mechanism out. Although it doesn't really show you obviously how to get it out. It just shows you how to usually get it in there to begin with. Because if I don't get this out, you won't have any hip rotation. So, unfortunately, the instructions to tell you how to get it back out, it seems kind of, there we are, got it dislodged. Okay, I don't know what was preventing from getting out before, but you just slide that up, and you put the trigger up. There we are. There we have the back. Now he has smooth, so now he can do the hip rotation. He doesn't do a full rotation because of this stuff in the back. But hey, oh, and also before I got distracted as the trigger thing, just flip out his hand and then close up his forearm. And here we have him in his robot mode, back to where he came in. With a couple things different because they didn't have him transformed fully when I got him. Oh, and one last thing is putting this back on. Just want to have it like this, and it goes onto his shoulders like this. See the tab or pegs that go in? They go into here like that, and there we have him fully transformed. I know there's a little bit of parts forming with him, but then again, I mean, Megatron, G1 Megatron had quite a bit of accessories and parts forming and stuff. And considering that he actually fires rubber bullets, this is pretty cool. And then the sight, you can attach it to his back, or back of his arm. Not his back directly, but there's this that you flip out, and this hole, or there's a hole right here on the back of his arm that you can slot it into or fit it into. Just wiggle it on. It doesn't feel like it's super on there, but it does sit on there a little bit. And I feel like I should change the camera angle a little bit. Alright, so here we have him in his robot mode. And see about getting this back on because it popped off, fell off. Sit that back on here. And with that, with his heel spurs, he's still kind of wants top look backwards. Okay, well, I'm going to lay him down, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Here is his sword, which you can see is pretty big. It does have a handle right here, which is for something else that you can do with it. But you can see there's tabs right here. Right. I'm just going to take this thing off before the scope falls off again. Don't want it to break. But you can fit this into his hand. Like, well, I guess it's not meant to be in this hand. I guess it's meant to only be in this hand because there's only tabs on this side. So I guess they're making him be right-handed. They have against left-handed people. Probably nothing, but anyway, just a lack of foresight. Put his fingers around it. And just tab it in. Get it all nice and tabbed in. And here we have him with a, wow. But like I said, $60 for something this big and all that, and third party. I'm not too surprised if there's a little bit of shortcomings, like the wrist joint not necessarily being able to support the weight, but here, he has a big old sword. Looks pretty cool. Okay, so next thing that you can do is you can take off his sword, fold it down, and then you can fit this into it, like so. Or you can have it rotate up. Doesn't really matter exactly how you want to have it, but then you have that. And you can put, I don't know if there's anything really for this in his robot mode, but then you can have him I don't know, I guess holding it like this. Now it's like a big old Gatling gun thing, or a big old handgun. So yeah, that's about it for NBK Masters King Sniper, or King Masters Sniper, or whatever. But yeah, this has been Sheek's Transformers Reviews, another one of my reviews. If you like this review and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. Until next time, have a good one, everyone. Alright, there's one last thing that I did not know because it didn't mention in the instructions, and is really cool that I felt like you guys really ought to know, is that if you look on the back of his head like really closely, I didn't notice it until just a couple minutes ago, but there is a tiny little switch, and when you flip said switch, his eyes light up. Now he looks like evil Optimus Prime or something. He has really bright red eyes. And that is so cool. So cool. Something they didn't have to include. Hasbro, step up your game.